Hello all, welcome to testingtools.co. Today in this video session, we will see how we can interact with Excel file in Java, right? So when we are working with test automation projects, we want to write test automation scripts in such a way that the test data comes from an Excel file. And this helps us in changing the test data whenever we want, and then we don't need to change the code. So if we write the test data into the Java code itself, it is not a good practice. So it is ideally good to read from any other external source. So the sources can be any other sources. It can be Excel file, it can be CSV file, it can be JSON file, it can be a database, maybe some tables, right? So in this session, we are looking at how we will interact or read data from Excel file. So for this, I am going to create a new Maven project, and then we will include some dependencies which will help us to read the Excel file. Okay, before progressing into the part of writing the code, we should understand that there are some libraries which are already available in internet by the Java community. It is called Apache POI. So we use Apache POI libraries to interact with the Excel file, or to read and write data into the Excel file. Okay, so let us first now create a Maven project, and then we will continue how to add those dependencies of Apache POI. Okay, first create a new Maven project, right click, new, and then a project. So here if you see, you can either see Maven here, or you can type Maven and then select the Maven project option and then click on next. After that, select this checkbox which says create a simple project and skip the archetype selection. Okay, that is not so much required right now. So we are just selecting this checkbox and clicking on next. So the next step is basically about giving the some of the names that you want to give for this project. So here for now I will give group ID as co.testingtools, and then artifact ID I'll give as Java, and then click on finish. So when you do this in your Eclipse, you might see a progress bar at the right side bottom of the Eclipse. Currently I am covered on that, so you can't see. Once it stops, you can basically start working on the project. Okay, it is ready now. Let us expand and see what is available. Okay, this is the default structure of a Maven project, in which you will have something called pom.xml. If you can double click, it opens up the pom.xml file. So this is the file where we actually provide the dependencies that you want to have. Like as I was mentioning, we need to include some Apache POI related libraries. So for that, we have to first find a Maven repository and then put that particular dependency in this pom.xml file. So I will now open a browser. So if you see here, I have already searched for Maven repository for Apache POI. You can click on the first link. Okay. Now you can see that there are multiple versions of this library and it has been updated regularly. Okay. You can take any latest version. For example, I'll take the latest version here. Click on it, and then it will give you a small piece of XML kind of a code, which is like tags will be there. This is actually the dependencies. So if you want to import the Apache POI related libraries into your Maven project, you need to add this particular piece of code as a Maven dependency in your pom.xml. So before even adding the dependencies, we have to first create another tag, dependencies. So inside this dependency, we should paste the dependency that we just now copied and then save it. So when you're saving it, it will take some time to import those libraries. Ideally, when you're working with Maven, it creates a .m2 folder in your user directory, and there it downloads all the libraries based on the dependencies provided in the pom.xml. Okay, once the download is complete, you will see an additional entry here called Maven dependencies. If you want to see what all libraries that Maven has imported, you can just expand it and then see these are the POI related libraries that got downloaded into your M2 folder. Okay, so now you can use the classes and all those things which are part of these jar files. So let's now create a small package, something like library. Click finish. In this library, we will create a class called Excel. Okay, the class file is created. Now let us just close this form.xml file and then we will concentrate more on the Excel. Okay, so in this class, we will try to load the Excel file and then you read the data from the Excel file. So even before doing that, you should actually have an Excel file created, right? So we will first create an Excel file. I will show you the contents. Okay, so I opened an Excel file and then I will add some particular rows. Okay. Okay, I just added a couple of rows of data. Here we have the header row as first name, last name, gender and age. Okay, we will try to read content from this Excel file with our code. Before that, we will save this file. Okay, I saved this file with a name called test data. Now I will copy the folder path and I will keep it in our code. Okay. Now before we go and continue with coding, there is one more Maven dependency that you also have to include. So here is the another Maven repository that you have to include. It is called PyOOXML. I have searched for it. You can click on the first link, and then we have to take the same version that we have taken for Apache Py. So here I am taking the same version 5, and then we can copy this and add the dependency here. Okay, the dependencies have been imported. Let us now go and check if any additional jars have been added in the Maven dependencies. You can click on this Maven dependencies and then you can see there are a lot more that are added, especially if you see XML beans, PyOOXML. So these are very important for our code to work with Excel files. So let's now jump into the coding part of this. Okay, so if you see the Excel is generally called a workbook. Okay, and this Excel file is basically of extension .xlsx. Okay, so this will be working more with the .xlsx files only. For working with .xls, the code might be little different. So we are not focusing on that. We're focusing on the latest version, which is .xlsx. Okay, first we need to create an object for workbook. So what we will do, we will create a constructor which will take file name as input. So ideally this Excel file path is supposed to be coming out from outside, from where you actually use this Excel file. For now I am hard coding, but I will change it again. So what we will do in this constructor is basically to create a workbook and then load the sheets and then interact with the sheets. We'll start working on that. Okay, I added a object for workbook which is of type class XSSF workbook. So the moment you write, you might see a red line. So you have to just press Ctrl Shift O so that any unimported libraries will get imported. So if you see, it has added a new line here to import the class. Similarly, we will need XSSF sheet. So I am pressing Ctrl Shift O so that the respective class will get imported. Okay. Now in the constructor, we will first create an object for file input stream. Because we are reading data from an Excel file, it is basically a file. So you have to first read data into a file input stream, and that file input stream will be used to create the workbook. Okay, so this is how you will create a file input stream. First you have to create a file and then you will pass that as an input to the file input stream. But if you see here some red marks here, again do Ctrl Shift O. So the new classes are imported, but again you will see some more errors. The reason is when you are working with files, you need to make sure that you are enclosing the entire code within try catch, because these are some of the exceptions that you have to handle. So in Java, there are different types of exceptions. This is a type of exception where you should mandatorily handle it. Okay, there are some cases where you don't have to handle it and it will be taken care at runtime. So we will use try catch exception E. So here what we can do is we can just say some debug outputs. Now once we add this, we will create an object for workbook. So workbook is equal to new xssf workbook of FIS. So now this library of Apache POI has a class called workbook, and this workbook will be created with the help of a file, which is a file input stream. So now a workbook is created. From this workbook, we can basically find out what is the sheets that you have. Okay. So though there are multiple sheets in an Excel file, I mean in our current example we have only one sheet. If you see here, let me open and show you. So in this Excel we have only one sheet. So we will try to get the first sheet from the workbook in the code. So sheet is equal to workbook.get sheet at index 0. So we are trying to get the first sheet from the Excel workbook. So there are other methods also available. You can use names also. If you know the sheet name, you can give the sheet name also with that specific method. So now we have created a sheet. We will also print some stack trace here, just in case if any exception happens, you will at least know where exactly the exception has happened. Now I will write a small method here which will basically allows us to read through the entire sheet and print the data from each row. Okay, so let us say it as public void read sheet data. So if you see here, there are multiple rows in this particular sheet. Okay, now we will basically try to read each row, and then from each row you will try to get each cell. So this is called a cell. This is an entire row. So this is an one cell in that particular row. Okay, so this Apache PI library has given some methods so that you can get the each row also. So for that, what we have to do, you can say iterator rows is equal to sheet dot iterator. So there is a method called iterator. So iterator is basically about iterating between multiple rows. So in a sheet we will have multiple rows, and in a row you will have each individual cell. So there are some errors. Press Ctrl Shift O so that the imports will be coming here. So here we need Java util.iterator. So we will use that. Okay. Now we got an iterator on the sheet, which means I can iterate through each of the row inside that sheet. So how can you do that? You can say while rows dot has next. So the iterator behaves in this way. Iterator is like a predefined class in Java, which you will use to iterate between individual items inside it. Okay. So here we are having an iterator of rows. Now we will go into each row and then try to get the cell iterator. Like in each row there are individual cells, right? So for each cell, if you want to iterate, we need a cell iterator. So first we will get the first row. So there is a method called next. So whenever you call a next method on the iterator, it points to the next accessible item in the iterator. So here, as we have a row iterator, each time when you call a next method, it gets that particular row. So now from this row, I want to get each individual cell. So we will have something called cell iterator on a row object. So again, iterator, here instead of row, you will have cell. And then say cells is equal to current row dot cell iterator. Okay, you have to import the classes. I press Ctrl Shift O, so you can see that the class is imported. Okay, the class has been imported. So what we are doing here, we are trying to access each row with row iterator. Like for example, this is the first row, this is the second row, this is the third row. Now in each iterator, we have to move to each cell in that row. Then we use the cell iterator. So this is cell number 1, this is cell number 2, this is cell number 3, this is cell number 4, right? So based on that, it will go on checking each of them or access each of them. So similar to how we wrote for rows.hasNext, you can also do for cells. Okay, so we will say while cells.hasNext, you will get the current cell. Cell current cell is equal to cells.next. So now we are trying to identify a particular cell. So in the first row, I am getting the first cell. Again, when it calls dot next, it will have pointed to the next cell in the same row. Again, when it calls dot next, it points to the next cell in the same row. Once all the cells are accessed, it will come out of this while loop and then it goes to the parent while loop. So as long as there are cells, this while loop will continue. Once the cells in a particular row has completed, it will finish this while loop and will go up to the parent while loop. And this while loop is for rows. So this while loop will continue until all the rows have been iterated. Okay. Now that we are able to access a particular cell, from this cell we should be able to get some data. So how can you do that? There are some methods for that as well. Current cell dot get string cell value. Okay. So for example, string value. And let's print this out and see what will happen. So I just wrote a particular statement to print the value of each cell. So this is the basic code which is used to read data from an Excel file. Now let us create an object for this. Okay, let me remove this constructor with string because we are anyway not using it. The moment we execute this program, it will first come to this part, that is Excel is equal to new Excel. At this moment, an object is created for the Excel and it will call the constructor. So in the constructor, what we did, we have initialized the workbook and also got the first sheet. Okay. After that, we can call the read sheet data, so it prints the data from the sheet because we wrote the code for that also. So here I will write excel.read sheet data. Now let us execute this and see what will happen. It is always best to close the Excel file. If you have already opened it, sometimes it can get corrupted. So for now I am closing the Excel file. I should have done it before itself. So let's see, this is, so if you see here, it is thrown some exceptions. Let us see what happened. Okay. Looks like some data has been printed. If you see here, first name is printed, last name is printed, gender is printed, age is printed. So this is basically your first row. And then in the second row, what happened? It got the first name, last name value, age, gender value, and when it trying to get the age value, it has thrown an exception because age in the Excel file, the age has been given as a number, and here we are trying to get the value as get string cell value. So it is expecting that that particular cell should have a string value, but a number is present. and that is why it has thrown an exception. So in order to handle this case, we have to write a small condition. Writing that condition, we need to first find out what is the cell type. Okay, for example, cell type C type is equal to current cell dot get cell type. Okay, in case you are not having this particular class file, let me show you how to import. Okay, so if you see there is an error. Now what you can do, press Ctrl Shift O. Now as we are working with Apache POI libraries, we will select that particular one and click on finish. Okay, now we can write a condition here. If C type is equal to cell type dot string, then we will get the value using this method. So what we will do, in order to access string value outside, I will declare it before itself. Now what if it is of type numeric? Else if C type is equal to cell type dot numeric. So then what we will do, we will still say value is equal to, first we will write double quotes and then plus. So whatever comes next in this will be automatically converted into string. Okay, so that is one of the implicit casting functionality given by Java. So what you will do here, instead of saying get string cell value, you will say numeric value. Current cell dot get numeric cell value, and then we are also printing it. Okay, so now we have made some change to this code, so that if it is numeric, you will use a different method. If it is a string, you will use another method. So now let us execute and see if it is still throwing error or is it getting the data properly. Okay, so now if you see, it has printed values from each row, each cell. Okay, so what we have done here, we have first added some Maven dependencies in our pom.xml, which is Apache POI and also POI OOXML. After you write this, the libraries will get loaded, and then we will start writing the code. So in this code, what we write, we are first trying to create objects for workbook and then also for sheet. So in the constructor, what we are trying to do is, we are creating a file input stream for the file you are working with. We created Excel file, I showed you earlier, and then we created a workbook, we created a sheet. Now after this, we are trying to read data from the sheet. How we are doing that? So from the sheet, we are getting individual row using row iterator. Now in this each row, I am trying to access each cell, which is cell iterator. So in these iterators, there are loops that you have to write to navigate through each iterator. So in each row, you will have one loop. For each cell, you will have another loop. But you are having individual cell in each row, which means it is a inside. So you have to write a while loop inside a while loop. The upper while loop will be iterating on rows. The inner while loop will be iterating on cells of that particular row. Okay, and we also seen that we have to first get the cell type, and then based on that you will call a method to get the value. Okay, so this is how you will read the data from Excel file. So this is a very simple way of reading data from Excel file. Generally, if we work in a projects kind of a things, what we will do is we will have more number of functions written, so that it is more useful. Like for example, I can write a method for getting value only from a certain cell. Like for example, second row, third cell, or maybe you consider the first row as a header. Like these all will become the columns, and under these columns, this is the first row, this is the second row, and this is the third row. So we can write some reusable functions in such a way. I will pass the column name. Like for example, I want to get a first name in second row. That means this one. Okay. So we can write more reusable functions based on these things. That is how it is generally done in the real-time projects. Okay, if you are interested to have that kind of a video, please let me know in the comments so that I can create an extension for this particular video. I hope this content is understandable and helping you. And if you want to see more videos, I would request you to hit that like button, subscribe button and the bell icon. Thank you so much and stay tuned.